I'm Kitty.
And I'm Max.
And this is Dango Duo. Welcome to episode 6
of Magical Girl Racing Keikaku.
We are probably halfway through now.
Yeah. And you may notice that there's a bit of a strange fluctuation to our voices today.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not sick. No.
I'm a little sick.
Well, a little sick. And we're not exhausted. I mean,
I'm a little exhausted.
But what we definitely are is
depressed,
emotionally affected by the outcome of this episode. There's a lot that happened.
I thought you were going to talk about the election.
No.
I mean,
no,
that too, but...
No. There's enough sadness in the fictional world
to draw away our worries from the real world.
So let's focus on that sadness instead. If you've been following our vlog series...
Y'all know how this shit's gonna go.
No point talking about the format.
We can't even talk too much about everything else.
We can't even.
Yep.
So I say, let's dive right into a quick and easy, spoilerless summary. So Kitty, what happened in this episode?
Well, we left off with Cranberry and Pucelle about to fight, so they did. Mm-hmm. That happened. And we learned about Magicaloid. Mm-hmm. That happened. And then everything else was sad, and we can't talk about it until spoilers.
Mm-hmm. So...
that was it. Okay, let's move on.
What did you like the most about this episode, Kitty, without spoiling anything?
Holy shit. The twists and turns I did not expect. Alright, I was like, I'm going into this. This is like, Madoka.
Yeah.
I'm sure people were pissed that we were kept comparing it to Madoka.
We got a couple comments about that.
Yeah.
No, not particularly pissed. There were nice comments.
Yeah.
But definitely the sentence, and I quote, "This is nothing like Madoka," has rung true.
Yeah. I didn't expect anything that happened in this episode.
Yeah.
I expected a little bit, like...
Yeah, we watched it. This was one of those first episodes that we actually watched together. Mm-hmm. And we were both doing that thing where, like, that's gonna happen. Oh, I was calling it out. And then Kitty was like, no. And then I'm like, but duh. And then Kitty was like, nah. And then something similar...
But not that same thing, and then we were like, but wait, shit, no, this happens. This isn't happening. That's happening right now.
So once again, in case Kitty didn't make it clear, there are twists and turns throughout this episode. It is also my positive. Mm-hmm. This is, and I remember because I did what I always did. I paused the video. Mm-hmm. How far are we in? 10 minutes in. And because it's the thing where I'm like, it felt like it was the first 3 minutes. It went by so smoothly.
But also it felt like it could have been like the whole episode.
It could have also been the whole episode, yeah.
But they didn't. It was just once
again,
snappy.
very well written.
Very well paced.
The plot twist, the blitz, they were established and...
Followed through. We get the fallout from these.
Dramatically executed.
And it was beautiful
Don't mind the pun.
Spoilers.
Talking about sadness. Kitty, what did you not like about this episode?
This episode was so perfect, I only have a tiny negative, and it's completely personal. There was a lot of blood in this episode. We can't talk about that too much. I'm a little squeamish, so that was the only thing about this episode that I could find anything about negative to talk about.
Yeah, if you're a little squeamish towards blood in anime, try. It's gonna be hard enough to watch this episode.
Just watch through your fingers.
Well, through all the tears are in your eyes already.
That too.
It's gonna be hard enough. But you know what? We'll have to make do, because for me, as much as I wanna put forward a solid objective negative, I have to be on the same field as Kitty, not particularly regarding the nature of human fluids in this anime. I don't have an objective like negative, and excuse the use of language. My note in my paper literally says Max's negative is "fuck you."
Fuck you, Magical Girl Raising Project.
Like last week, my minus was about Magicaloid and her being a slimy person. That was still fine.
Yeah, because that's her personality.
This here is me going, "Fuck you, my feelings." I thought I had them. I thought after November I wouldn't have any.
No,
there's more.
There's still more.
I'm digging down. I'm finding more things to be sad about.
Yep.
This episode was,
shit.
I mean, I think, and we're gonna walk into the recommendation. Although it's pointless now because
go fucking watch it right now.
Go watch it. We'll watch right now. Kitty and I, we finished watching the episode. We hit the end slate, or I mean the ED, and I said, "This is the best anime. This is the best anime, not of all time, but like so far
of this season, certainly."
It's so
to be fair,
effective.
We haven't watched the big profile, animes, but
You mean Keijo?
something like
Yuri
that.
on Ice?
No, I was talking about that. That's the big profile anime of the season, and we'll get to it at some point.
We'll get to it. We promise. We'll get to it someday.
I just don't want to. Anyway, I'm too busy now.
At this moment, though, and especially if you've been following my other reactions as well, and Kita's reactions, this is so well written.
It's so good.
It's so well written.
And it doesn't really stumble anywhere.
No.
Like, sometimes it's a little confusing, their dialogue, but it's meant to be.
Yeah, and it's definitely, especially when we consider the way that one particular character spoke first, and then the things that were revealed in this episode. But what we're saying, everything makes sense.
And go watch
and as I established previously in previous episodes, I have no reason to doubt the writers so far, and we are halfway.
Yeah.
Unless it goes like
Unless
2 seasons.
which I doubt, honestly, because of how quick it's going.
It's definitely going very quickly. Like, this here is so solid. Because a lot of animes, like, they go into a lull after, like, in the middle.
Yeah.
Because things get slow. Kind of like another
Even
got a
Madoka
little
does.
slow.
Even Madoka.
Madoka gets slow from episode 4 all the way to episode 9.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. Because 3 and 10 are, like, the highest points of that freaking series.
So it just kind of goes...
Yeah, but if you haven't already, go watch it. Go watch it.
It's amazing.
No, and if you're just catching up, and for some reason you thought on clicking on episode 5, watch episode 6. Watch episodes 1 through 6.
Yeah, they're all available on Crunchyroll at this point.
That's a good binge watch.
Yeah.
That's a good binge watch right there.
Or, I was going to say, you could wait till the whole season is done, but nah.
No, at this point...
Just watch it,
this here,
please.
Like, it's funny, every week I meet with Kitty, and I'm like... Are we gonna watch something else this week? And at the end of Magical Girl Racing Keikaku, every time I'm like, nah.
We're not watching anything else.
We are formally locked in.
This slot has been taken.
Yep.
Until the remainder of the anime.
For the next 6 weeks, this is gonna be the Magical Girl Racing Keikaku podcast. Welcome back. If you haven't already seen the episode, go watch it. It's amazing. You will be left heartbroken. But man, is it good to feel things again. We're gonna let you go. Remember, as always, go watch it. It's on Crunchyroll, link in the description down below. We're about to talk about the spoilers at the count of 3,
2,
1.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Holy shit. Holy shit, you guys.
What the fuck?
They killed 2 people.
They killed 2 people.
2.
One of which I said on the previous episode would never die.
Yeah, and then the other one of which you were like, will probably die at the climax.
Yeah. I'm fucking wrong. This is what it must feel like to be an analyst. I'm so fucking wrong.
I was vaguely right. I was like, all right, well, we're getting introduced to Magicaloid.
Okay, I'm looking at the mic as though it's you, dear viewer.
Yes.
And I was
Hello, dear viewer.
I was looking with like that and like mild sadness. I'm like, listen, child, we have so much to get through today. And it's like I'm preparing the tour. I'm like, okay, kids, we have a lot of things to see here at the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
And not much time. We gotta go. We gotta go through it all.
So we're gonna go through our points, the things that happened, not particularly in order, but I assume that by now,
in order of
I assume
how
that
we
by
thought of
now,
it.
yeah. I assume that if you're watching this, you have already seen it and you're ready to cry along with us. Welcome back to Let's Cry. We're Dango Duo, and if you haven't and you just want to hear us cry, well, welcome. Enjoy our suffering.
Yep.
The first point on the list, Kitty. Pucelle fights to the death
With Cranberry.
And
for a second there was a second in that fight I was like, she was going to kill herself and Cranberry at the same time when she threw her sword up.
It was.
I thought it was going to go through them both.
Yeah. I thought it was like a self-sacrificing move.
Yeah.
See, and the thing is, like, before that, I thought she was dead.
I did too. I was like, she's fucking dead.
No, and we went like this whole episode. We went through that whole thing of like, she's dead. No, she's dead.
No, she's dead.
No, she's dead.
No,
they're both dead. No, she made it.
She's okay. Look, she's fine. Oh shit.
No, she's dead.
There goes the car. Okay, we're fucked.
So Cranberry defeats
Pucelle
and
makes it look like a quote accident. Where his body is so mangled they can't even have an open casket.
They can't even have an open casket.
I don't even know if they do that in Japan, but
maybe they. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a Japan thing.
Yeah. Anyway, his body was so mangled.
Yeah, I mean, because Fev said that like they couldn't send it out, so I assume maybe they couldn't even like there was nothing to incinerate. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, it was just. Oh God, that's fucking terrifying.
So, Pucelle is dead. Pucelle dies 10 minutes into this episode, and I was telling Kitty because when the episode began, I'm like, Do you think anything's gonna come out of this fight? It's the beginning of the episode. Like, it's clearly not gonna go anywhere.
And then the first scene is with Magicaloid, so I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll get
back
there.
to that, but
We'll get there. It's the third point on the list.
Yeah, but anyway, holy fuck.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, no.
And it was one of those things where it's like, we're getting flashbacks to So-chan's like history
as a
and beginnings,
girl.
and I'm like, no, this is what's inspiring him to survive.
Yeah, that he's gonna protect Snow White with this force in his heart, and to be his ideal magical girl, which he's always wanted to do. And Fav gave him the power.
Yeah.
And then
fuck you.
And then Fav said, "Fuck you, never mind."
If you're wondering from our silence, it's because it's intense.
Yeah.
It's intense because the blood and the violence. This is the point in which I can't find a parallel. It's kind of like you picked up a video game and you didn't realize there was gore in it and violence until like an hour in. It
kind of, to be fair, another kind of did that until but that was the third episode, and then suddenly her neck was impaled on an umbrella.
Yeah. And you didn't really see it.
Yeah, well, they had censored it for one thing. But anyway, they didn't censor this. Actually,
no,
wait.
This is actually...
Is Crunchyroll airing the uncensored version, or are they just not censoring it in Japan?
You know what? Okay, real talk.
Because Japan is very strict about this.
Yeah, no, it is. Like, that was the whole reason why Danganronpa blood is pink as opposed to red. Yeah. So, you know what I'm thinking? Because it was so gratuitous, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
That we might have actually gotten the uncensored version.
Because I know Crunchyroll is airing an uncensored version of an anime, but it's like a hentai kind of anime. Yeah. It's not really hentai, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Ecchi.
Thank you.
You know what?
We must have gotten the uncensored version.
I think we actually are watching the uncensored because it's so like you could easily just put the nice good old black
shadowy,
black shadows,
which
over
was
it.
like halfway through another. We were like, this is pretty bad.
Yeah. You know what? I think if you wanna watch the uncensored like So-chan's face covered in blood.
Yeah, what the and then as she hits the wall, just the blood and it smears down the wall. Yeah. It's like, Jesus. Whew.
Yeah. So,
warning for blood in this episode.
You already watched it, so hello.
Hello.
I had to check in with Kitty because I'm like, are you okay? Because I know Kitty's very I'm
very sensitive to gore.
Yeah.
I was actually okay. It was a little gratuitous for me, but not to the point where I was like, okay, I can't look anymore.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like American styles of gratuitous gore.
Yeah, like
or blood.
Like there were times when I was even watching like fucking Supernatural and had to turn my face away because I couldn't do it.
Yeah, because Supernatural is awful. I know.
That
I
too.
know.
But
I know.
I didn't quite get
someone
to
in someone in the comments right now. Wait. XX Castiel 1995 just left an angry comment on our YouTube channel right now.
Hey, I like Castiel. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine then.
See, I've appeased this commenter.
You have
and I think everyone agrees that after season 5, just give up on Supernatural. Like, it ended there.
That person paused the video to be like, okay, Kitty's right, and then unpaused it, and then paused it again. Yeah. And I was like, no, fuck you.
Love you too, Supernatural fans.
We love you too.
Let's talk about Magical Girl Project, though.
And Cranberry, because these are both intertwined.
Yeah.
There was a moment, and Kitty hates it when I pause in the middle of watching anime.
I'm like, shut up, keep watching.
I know! But I had a really important point, because after Cranberry kills La Pucelle and makes it look like an accident, she has a conversation with Fav. And there is a point in the conversation that, like, we watched it and then I rewound it and we watched it again, because there is a wonderful thing of dialogue, and whoever translated this did a fantastic job.
It was a little confusing, but it was probably meant to be.
It's meant to be confusing, because Fav is talking about the entire process, and Cranberry, because they added new items to the game. Fun fact, it was kind of silly. They added new items. We'll talk about it in a moment. Cranberry is like, don't you think this is gonna be messing the whole process? You're giving them weapons and stuff.
So maybe the weakest one might win.
Yeah, and Fav said that was all the way it was meant to be, and Fav said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that these girls need to be heroes. If
they die during the process.
No. If they die as a cause of these items being added, then they died just as they were meant to.
As side characters.
Yeah, the side characters died as they were meant to. Now, that just gets dropped. And they
don't really talk about it.
They don't really talk about it. And the thing is this, okay? Now, you know me, writing, no details ever wasted. And here, it's one of those really... And I want you to picture the most delicious food you can imagine. It's right here. There's no glass. Reach out and think about it. These girls need to be heroes. If they die because of these items, then the side characters died as they were meant to. Fav is not talking about our characters. He's talking about the real magical girls. The girls that are part of the Magical Girl Racing Project. And we learned through Cranberry's dialogue that she wants to beat other girls because this is part of becoming stronger. And as I was telling Kitty, our characters, our girls, are being trained to be the baddies of the week, or the elements that the real magical girls have to defeat in order to become stronger. And we just sat there for a second, and I'm like, that's the Magical Girl Racing Project.
And this is inherently so much more interesting than Kyubei's, like, I don't know, feast on emotions.
Yeah, absolutely. Because and there's so much here because Cranberry knows.
Cranberry is in on it.
And remember, what did Favu call Cranberry?
Master.
So again...
Cranberry is either like an admin of the game or is knee deep in this shit.
Yeah. And remember that and one of the things that I pointed out earlier, Cranberry has a subtitle. The Musician of the Forest, Cranberry. I'm getting the feeling that these hero characters have titles to themselves. Because they're more than just these lowly B-tier, like
magical girls cleaning up trash.
Exactly. Yeah, who are just they're literally the trash in the dungeon that you're beating just to get experience. And we both kind of sat there in silence, because at least from my point of view, Fav did everything but just say it out loud.
Yeah.
And I like that. Because it's there.
Yeah. And it's still there for you to think about, but
yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be a little while before we really delve into it.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree with you. This is already so much more interesting than Kyubei from freaking Madoka Magica. Because you don't even you learn a little bit about them in Rebellion.
Yeah.
And that's...
You learn a tiny bit in, at like the last episode of the anime. Yeah. And that's about it.
It's literally the last episode.
Yeah, it is.
And then you learn more about them in Rebellion.
But still not enough to, like... make them interesting, make their motivations interesting.
And also, it's also lame because they all look the same.
Yeah.
And it's let's not go there. But this is automatically so much more interesting.
Because and the fact that like Favs drops his act too at one point.
Yeah. Yeah. It stops using the voice and just talks normally.
Yeah. So it's like there's like a real person behind that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and there was something else, and I think I just slept. No. The thing that gets me about this that is way more effective is that Fav is not Kyubei because Kyubei was the end of the line. There's nobody after Kyubei. Yeah. Kyubei was representative of all that race of creatures that was basically just getting energy from magical girls. That was it.
Yeah.
Fav is not though. Fav is not the end of the rope.
Yeah, Fav is like the bottom of the rope.
Yeah. There's so much going on there, and I can't wait to see where that goes. This is so interesting.
Yeah.
And again, we have all these questions, and we're developing theories, and it's not because the writing is spotty. No, they thought about it and they left it in there.
They left it out open for you until they're ready to discuss it.
Absolutely.
Get you some ideas.
It's there for the people who are looking for things to enjoy. And for me, definitely, I saw that particular line and I'm like, you're using a really open-ended term for all the girls. And I'm like, are these our girls? I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, let's sidestep that. The sadness, the possible plot points. Let's talk about...
the first 10, 12 minutes. Let's go on to another...
Yeah, let's... Magicaloid.
Yeah.
We learn
in the
about
opening
Magicaloid
segment.
at the beginning. Yeah.
She's a middle schooler.
We were both kind of right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you were more right. But the thing that kind of tripped me up the most was the fact that Magicaloid isn't Magicaloid.
Yeah.
She technically... isn't
you're
herself.
Right. Yeah.
Because it was just her sister's phone and her sister's app that made her into Magicaloid. That wasn't her character.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
It's so fascinating.
That's actually really cool.
Because she literally had no interest. She was just like, I don't know, just play this fucking game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like how do you grind?
Like her sister, left her to grind with it, and that was her payment or whatever.
Yeah.
For staying in the room. And then suddenly Fav is like, no, just kidding, you're a magical girl. And she's like,
Congratulations.
And she found a way to manipulate the system because she didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't herself.
Yeah, and because she didn't have... I mean, we assume that there has to be a connection to magical girls.
Yeah.
We kind of we have kind of learned that it's maybe just determination,
Yeah.
kind of like with ruler. But yeah, no, definitely. We learned a little bit about Magicaloid, her background. I love that we could both tell it was Magicaloid because she sounded like Magicaloid.
Yeah.
It was that same way that she pronounced words.
The
And I'm
inflection
like,
of the sentences.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And then we take a break from Magicaloid for a little bit.
Yeah,
but
to talk a little bit about top speedo, actually.
we only have a tiny bit of top speed.
Just a little bit about top speedo. You may be wondering, Max, but what about the other thing about Magicaloid? Shut up.
We'll get
there. So,
This will be a
Speedo-
long one, so.
yeah, it's fine. Top Speedo and Ripple were actually still doing the magical girl thing.
They missed out on getting the items, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about.
So they're just cleaning up trash, basically.
We review that once again. Ripple is amazing at just throwing things.
Anything.
Yeah, even fits.
Yep. Haha.
Dun. And we learn.
We again reiterate.
We reiterate. Thank you.
Yes.
Top Speed has 6 months.
To do something. That she has to live for 6 more months.
And it's funny because Kitty said,
What did I say?
what the hell do you mean 6 months? Mm-hmm. And then
Ripple said,
what the hell do you mean 6 months?
Why you keep saying 6 months?
And I
and
love...
Top Speed is just like, I don't know, fucking 6 months. Don't worry about it.
Why? Because fuck you, that's why.
Yeah.
I like that. If this episode had been so strong, I would have complained, like, what's the point of just dropping that again? Mm-hmm. But the episode was so solid,
And it's just such a small point, too.
It's literally, like, a minute.
Yeah. They're seen as, like, a minute. And I think it's really meant to develop that, like, some shit's gonna go down with Top Speed before long.
Yeah,
because this has only been, like, 4 or 5 weeks. That's all that this timeline has been.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
It's a really tight story.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of, like... I'm doing that writing thing where I'm looking for plot holes. I'm doing, like, almost like the feedback thing. And I can't find anything that's immediately
And I like the tightness of it, too. Because to compare it to Madoka, again... Madoka had a very strict timeline as well.
Yeah.
Of about, like, a week or two.
Yes.
And I like that because it really, you're constricted to what you can even tell because there's, like, a set time before something else happens.
Absolutely.
So you have to get all that shit done before the thing happens. So I really like that about this as well.
So, as always, less tends to be more.
Yeah, honestly. I would rather watch this than an anime that takes years to get to this point.
You know what? You are so right. It hurts. Now, let's take a moment, and before we talk about the final thing about this episode, let's talk about the items.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole episode of the whole thing about the episode is that Fab introduces
special items
with totally awesome, totally not broken abilities.
Yeah. So there's an invisibility cloak.
Yeah. There's an endless bag of stuffs.
Yeah, you can fit a bunch of shit. There's some medicine, weapons,
a weapon, and something else that I forget.
I forget too. Oh, Calamity Mirror. No. What the fuck was the other thing?
It's on the screen right now. We're in the past, so we can't see it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely there. And they don't tell you this until later.
Until Snow White is like, shit, I gotta get some of these items.
Yeah. And even Fav is like, see, we're a good mobile app because we don't ask for money.
We just ask for part of your lifespan.
Your years of your life. So you're looking at the screen right now. It's a little price next to all those items. The cloak costs 25 years of your life.
And let's talk about the cloak, because who gets the cloak?
Swim buys the cloak, and we're both sitting there going, like...
That's stupid, but we get it because she's a small child.
Yeah, 25 years...
Children don't have a sense of, like, 25 years is, like, a long time. They're just, like, they're small and they live in the present.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a really quick review. The Picky Angels got the jar of medicine.
They fought over who would use their 10 years.
3 years.
It was 5 years, I think.
I think it was 3. Yeah, it's fine.
Whatever.
Years.
Anyway.
And Tama got the lance, which is the lance that Swim has in the opening, by the way.
Yes. It's a lance, basically.
It's a lance. Call it a lance.
Yeah, the weapon.
Yeah. And we have this nice shot where Swim is holding the cloak, and then she trades items
with Tama.
For a second there, I thought that she had tricked Tama into getting it, so she could have both. Yeah. But no, she's doing the ruler thing.
Yeah, she is
like actual ruler. I don't mean like ruler the character, like what a leader would do.
Yeah, she is taking the hit for getting that item, but giving it to the one who needs it the most, which is obviously Tama, because Tama's kind of useless. But then she also brings in that it will help Tama's powers because Tama can hide and make holes.
Now, question. Do you think they actually lost anything?
Probably.
You think so?
I think so.
Because part of me is just like, No, I honestly feel that the items they didn't cost anything, but it's to push the girls to get things.
Yeah, but one of the angels, the one who used that 3 years, said she felt a chill down her spine. I don't know if that was a metaphorical or physical.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Because I like the idea of, like, sitting behind the podium thinking, or I guess I'm thinking Monokuma right now, which is hilarious. But it's the idea of, like, I can't get you to heal yourselves faster. So what if I offered you an awesome, totally badass weapon in exchange for years of your life? That would definitely inspire somebody to go and kill somebody else.
Yeah.
And a cloak of invisibility, that is rough.
Yeah.
We still don't know how Fab works, what the whole end goal is, if he even has the power to take years away.
Yeah.
But
they have the power to turn them into magical girls, so...
I love the nastiness of being like, you didn't lose anything. It was just to push you to go murder other people. But for now, there's been a lot. It's time to talk about how this episode ends.
So...
Kitty, walk us through White Snow.
Snow White.
And what happened? Snow White, and what happens?
So we catch up with Snow White, who is very obviously depressed after what happened to So-chan, and is yelling at Fav because why did this happen? How could this have happened? And Fav says, "Oh, it wasn't an accident." So she tries to buy some of the items, but they're all sold out. Everybody's already bought them. They were first come, first serve. So, and then we encounter our newest magical girl,
who finally has finished her loading bar to finally arrive.
To find Snow White.
Hardcore.
Alice. And we also get the splash image in the middle that talks about...
it should be in the screen on the screen right now.
That drops a little hint about her powers.
Yeah,
and by little hint, I mean exactly says what
exactly
her
what
powers
she
are.
does. Which is really funny, because if you weren't paying attention to that, what happened next would have actually shocked you beyond how it would have shocked you anyway.
Yeah.
Because what happens, Kitty?
So, let's cut back a tiny bit in the flashback.
Okay.
So, Calamity Mary and Magicaloid, we know they're working together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Calamity Mary says, "Oh, I'll let you use this item, and I'll trust you if you can go out and kill a person."
Absolutely.
So she does. Magicaloid is like,
yeah, it's like,
I'm gonna go find Snow White and kill her because she's defenseless.
Absolutely. Yeah, as any smart person would do.
As any horrible person who is smart that would do. So she finds Snow White, but Hardcore Alice is right in front of her. And she's like, you know what? Might as well kill her too. So she kills Hardcore Alice. And she cuts off Hardcore Alice's head.
And the head just, like it's a really quick shot, just falls.
It just flops.
And both Kitty and I were like, what the fuck?
Holy shit.
Holy shit. And what I love is that, I don't know if you caught this, but Magicaloid says, I don't even know who that girl was.
Yeah. She says, I didn't know, I was gonna kill a magical girl, but I just killed her instead.
Yeah. Just I love the cold harshness. It's very, if you want a parallel, it's very Tarantino-esque. Just like, I don't even know who that person was. Yeah. It's the coldness of like, we know that's a person, and we've been following them.
Yeah, and
but they don't know,
important.
and they don't care.
Yeah.
So that's so good right there. And Magicaloid, with finally getting a good item on her random mystery gift.
Yep.
Threatens Alice. I mean,
Snow White
to kill her.
Because that's who she was originally going to go kill.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And she figured, you know what, I'll just kill another person. She even goes like, I thought that I would feel sick about killing another human being, but nah.
I just feel physically disgusted because there's like a lot of blood.
Yeah, there's like blood everywhere. That's gross.
Yeah.
And she's about to...
And she also goes, Calamity Mary will like me more if I killed two people.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So she raises her arm to use her special weapon.
Yeah.
And suddenly you get a back shot of her and blood is splurting out.
Yep. Chest burster just...
Except it wasn't an alien.
It wasn't an alien.
It was a hand.
So a disembodied hand?
No, it was attached to a body.
Well, whose body? I mean, Snow White's there, and Magicaloid's there. Who else could have done it, Kitty?
Hardcore Alice's body.
While the head is still on the ground!
Yep.
If you didn't read this line while it was up, I mean, maybe you listen to this episode as a podcast, and that's cool too. Hardcore Alice's ability is that she can quickly heal any damage. And apparently remain autonomous even while her head is separated from her body.
And that means that she can go headless, so...
Yep. Talk about getting ahead of the game. So much blood. So much blood. So much blood.
And then it kept coming, and then the point where I was like, holy shit, is you see Magicaloid's real life self on the ground. Like, yo, she's dead.
She's dead.
She took away her power. She's dead.
Yeah. So, good news. Another girl died.
2 girls died.
Ding dong.
Bing bong.
Congratulations!
Oh my god. Monokuma, get out of here!
A party has been discovered.
Someone right now is really angry at us, Kitty.
Because we keep comparing it to Dango.
We keep bringing up
Madoka.
Dango. No. This is its own
100%
beast now.
different.
No, we're I am now like invested enough that I wanna. As soon as we're done watching this, maybe even before, I'll probably see if I can go get the visual novel.
Light novel.
Light novel, excuse me. The light novel. Because I am definitely not invested.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Oh my god, I need to know.
I want to know.
Can you show me? Meow, 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 meow.
Yanto's not even interrupting our
No.
podcast
I
today.
hear my dad in the kitchen, so he's probably out there. With me.
So, Kitty, give me your closing thoughts. The final point on my checklist is fuck everything.
Basically.
Kitty, what did you really thought about this episode?
I mean, usually we end these episodes thinking about who is going to die next, but I honestly have no idea anymore.
Every time I make some sort of a guess,
I'm
wrong every time.
If I had to guess, I would say top speed at this point.
But
I don't even know.
I don't want to believe. I don't want to believe that top speed is next. But
honestly, I also don't know.
I don't. There's so much uncertainty. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know anymore.
I have no idea.
Honestly, real talk, like I'm now like, if I have to be extreme, like, like, is even Snow White safe anymore?
No.
Right? Like, what if she just dies on episode 7?
Yeah, like
It would be fucking weird.
it'd be weird, but like.
But you can't see me. I'm just shrugging. I'm
Yeah.
shrugging. I'm literally the shrugging emote, and I'm just like,
Would it happen? Sure, why not?
I would
I
buy
have a
it.
feeling it wouldn't, but I
wouldn't be
don't know.
surprised.
Yeah.
I would just be like heartbroken, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah.
But I mean, like, I'm gonna harp on the opening because the opening, there's literally a shot in this episode that is from the opening where you see Koyuki under the umbrella in her regular form.
Crying, which is what happens when she learns of Sochan.
When she's at the funeral for him.
Yeah.
So
that opening is actually really
I want to
strong.
go back to the opening where Ripple grabs Snow White's hand, and that's why I think top speed is next, because then they're gonna have to rely on each other.
You're absolutely
But
right.
I've been saying that for the last like 5 episodes.
Yeah,
so.
You
Is
know
it gonna
what?
happen now? Is it
I
gonna
don't
happen
know.
later? I don't know.
But we also have Swim holding the ruler spear.
Yeah, she names it ruler.
Yeah, I mean, I would have rather prefer, Crusher 99, but you know what, up to you.
Yeah, whatever. It's a terrible name for a magical girl.
It's terrible.
Holy shit.
This was a wild episode, and I can't wait to see where he goes on the next one.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think we're gonna let this sit for a while.
I want to watch the next episode.
Because same.
as we're recording this, it's gonna be out like tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I want it right now, but I'm gonna be patient.
You know what? It'll be fine. We'll make it there. I don't know about the other characters, but we're definitely gonna make it until the end.
Yeah.
For the time being, we want to thank you for watching. Thank you for tagging along. If you watched this episode, and episode 6, let us know what you think in the comments down below. We always welcome the conversation. It's been fun doing this reaction series.
Definitely.
And it's been great doing the whole evolution of, this is interesting, this is really good, you're in now. Welcome to the Anime Book Club, you're in now.
Yep.
Go watch it. Let us know
in.
what you think.
It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
It's gonna be a bumpy ride. As always, check out the playlist. Subscribe if you haven't.
Keep arms and legs inside the vehicle while moving. Otherwise, they may get cut off.
Yeah.
In the process.
It's okay. My tears will lubricate this roller coaster of death.
Not how the little roller coasters work.
Are you sure?
It's air.
Well, while we allow one of our engineer followers to explain us the physics of roller coasters, playlist, Patreon, watch your videos early, all the stuff. Kitty, sign us off.
Keikaku. God damn it.